Hi, everyone. Hi. I look kind of dark. I'm just saying. How's everyone doing? Hello. Hello. How's everyone doing? I'm here answering your questions live. So I'm on here. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to see who joins in. If you already here, see somebody's already checked in, just say hi. Just drop me a hello. Even if you don't have a question, or if you have a question, drop it in. Let me know. I'd love to see you here, to see who's here. So one of the things that I was just writing down, I'm always writing down quotes for my Instagram post. If any of you follow me on Instagram, Tatiana Iglesias, hi, love. Oh, I love your podcast. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to hear that. Woo! What's your favorite episode so far? I'm curious, Tatiana. I love your name. Such a sexy name, Tatiana Iglesias. Ooh, I want that name. Sounds so nice. But if you're here, just shoot me a hi. The one with Cassidy Jacobs. Oh, right? Oh, he's amazing. I love Cassidy. I'm probably going to do another one with him because I've gotten a lot of people tell me they really enjoyed that episode. So we're definitely going to team up and do one again. That was so much fun and went way deep, right? I hope you got some golden nuggets from listening to that. So it really gave me a lot of clarity. Ooh, love that. I love that. What was your thing that you're like, what was the gold that you got from that episode? I'm curious. From that episode, that podcast episode, like what was your biggest takeaway? I'm always curious because when you guys give me feedback like Tatiana's doing right now, it really inspires me to do different episodes, podcasts, or YouTube videos. For example, I was talking to another person she's amazing. She's killing it. So if you guys don't know, I started the How to Be the Leading Lady of Your Life course. And so far I have lessons 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 up on my website. Well, she's done them all. All right. And today she asked me about doing another YouTube on what I call anchor states that are very helpful to get back into. And I'm going to talk about those for a second too. Julie, just started watching your videos today. You're amazing. Julie, I love you. Thank you. That's so awesome. Thank you for saying that. You guys are going to make me cry. For real. No, I just like I'm like you guys. Sometimes I have humans and I'm just like, is anybody out there? Is anybody listening? Is this resonating? Because I share what I have light bulb moments about and how things became clearer and easier for me to get, because Neville's confusing. Let's get real. At the beginning, Neville's like, what the hell is he saying? But I've studied him for a while now, and the more that I studied him, I'm just like, oh, that's what he meant. Well, let me water that down to blah, 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 saying something. Or just like my yes video, right? That's isn't it wonderful? Isn't it marvelous? Well, no one freaking talks like that. Come on. But everybody's going around saying yes, or fucking cool, or nailed it. It's like, hell yes. That's my version of isn't it wonderful? Let's see. Really gave me clarity. Living with your wish or with your wish fulfilled. Tatiana, that was a good one, right? It's like, what are you doing? Yeah, Tatiana saying in the episode with Cassidy Jacobs that I was talking about with him, like if you have not checked out that episode, I highly suggest you hightail it after this and go listen to that last episode I did with it's like 40 minutes long, but man, stay with it because the longer you listen, the more goals you get out of it. But what people do is they think about their wish instead of thinking from already having it. So I can think about my ice cream that I want, right? Or I can think I already ate it. That's a huge difference. And it's a completely different feeling. And it's a feeling you have to practice with. It's not going to come natural. Don't expect to like, oh yeah, I get it. You got to practice it. And the one video that I just did, it's to talk about, getting into that knowing state and practicing of like, I know my name is Rose. I know I'm wearing glasses. It's almost like a duh, right? Feeling. And the more that you can get connected to that feeling, the easier it is to tell if you nailed your scene. Because once you feel that you nailed your scene, you're like, oh yeah, I nailed it. It's okay. And if doubt creeps in, it's okay, because you're just like, I already experienced it. I already did it. And this is doubt. Now that's, you got to prune the vine and maybe revise my reaction to whatever just happened. And then you're back on track because you already did it and nothing can stop it. Right? Julie. Yes, I love that you also make videos in Spanish, and I've already shared them with my mom. Oh, Julie, where are you in the United States, or what country are you in you coming from? Tell me. I love today. Gabby Ramirez has some great videos in Spanish and law of assumption. Yes. I would also appreciate more videos in Spanish from Rose. Really? Oh my God, totally. I was wondering, I'm like, are these Spanish videos going anywhere to the abyss, into the universe of nothingness? So, California, but my mom only speaks Spanish. Okay, cool. All right, I'll make some more videos in Spanish. I was just kind of testing the waters and playing out with it, honestly, because I speak Spanish. So my mom's Guatemalan, and I was raised in a Spanish-speaking home. I'm like, I can speak Spanish in Neville talk. So I wanted to try it out, and it's fun, right? So if you guys have questions for me, drop me some questions. Love today. Love today. All right, is it? I don't know if I'm thinking of a different person. I can't see the little picture. It's so tiny. I have a feeling I know who this is, though. So yeah. So I was talking about my next video that I'm going to upload. I'm doing two because several of you asked me for Everyone Is You Pushed Out video. So I'm going to make a new one, and I've been waiting on purpose because I've been gathering information from different perspectives and then bringing it down to make it easy. So I put a pause on that because I want to make it super easy and understandable instead of it being this fluffy concept or this me quoting Neville and like you figure it out kind of thing, right? Or it being just one perspective, right? So I'm going to give you my experience and my perspective on all the information that I've gathered. So that's one of the videos that's coming up. And then the other one I'm going to talk about is what I call anchor states. And some people refer to, when they're doing imaginal scenes, anchor points, right? Where they're touching a person's body or hand or waist or hair as a anchor point to imagine, to create an imaginal scene, to feel it real, right? So anchor states are things that you can come back to. Like if you're freaking out or you feel like you're in the middle of a shitstorm and everything's not going your way and you feel like you're screwed up and you can't come out. When you have anchor states to come to, it feels so much more doable to shift, like in a baby step way. It's almost like when you don't feel good, like here's your Gatorade and your little saltine cracker, right? It's just like you start eating a little bit to shift you into the state. So those two are going to be my next videos. So if you guys have more ideas though, I knew it's me. Yes, I knew it. So yeah, but anyway, and if you guys have ideas and thoughts about other videos that you want to see, just let me know, right? You can shoot me an email, rose@roselylife.com, right? Or you can leave me a comment in the YouTube because I read all of the comments on here. If you haven't noticed, I read all of the comments and I will respond and reply to every single one of them. Because if you guys took the time to sit there and write something out or ask me a question, I'm responding, right? I'm not too busy for you guys. I want to give you guys any information that I can possibly give you. Julie, what is your opinion on manifesting in steps? You can. You can do whatever the heck you want, right? If some people believe, remember, these are all beliefs that we create. Some people believe that manifesting in steps is easier, all right? So let's say if you want a house and you don't have a job, okay? So going from no job to owning a house, it seems huge, right? And that's just the rational, ego, linear, logical thinking, that mind of thinking, oh my God, how am I going to get from here to there? So then what people do to kind of feel okay about that big manifestation is they start manifesting, okay, first, then I need to get a job, right? But first I need to nail an interview that I got a job, right? So then they manifest nail an interview, and then they manifest getting the job, and then they manifest getting like enough money, being paid for a job, and then they manifest maybe a credit score increase, and then they manifest finding a house, and then do you see? So those are steps, all right? That's manifesting in steps. However, there's an easier way to do it. You just go to the end. So what Neville talks about is just go to the end. Even if you have, even he says in his lectures, you don't have to have a dime. You can be completely penniless if you wanted to start a business, and it doesn't matter. The only thing between you and your desire is you believing that it's not possible and not going to the end and living from the wish fulfilled, not thinking about it, not daydreaming about the wish fulfilled, but actually thinking from the wish fulfilled. In other words, if my desire to own a home, what is just something really easy that implies, right? Maybe it's inserting the key. So remember, we can hear to manifest, we can see to manifest, we can smell, we can taste, we can use our touch. We have all these senses to do imaginal scenes. So I could just stick the key in the door. You know, have you ever stuck a key inside the lock of a door when you get home? And you can just hear the key and unlock it, right? Or just the slide of it. And that feeling that you're about to walk into your home, that's yours. So it's more about you feeling it already done. So if you want to manifest steps, you can, but you don't have to. It's a lot easier just to go to the end. All right. Go to end. Yes. Focus on your end goal. Your job is not to figure out the how, the mechanism. It's not. And I know there's teachers out there that'll tell you manifest in steps because it's easier on them. And if you want to do that, go right ahead, right? I'm not going to tell you not to, but I am here to tell you that there's a much faster and easier way to have your desires, and that is just go right to the end. And the end is something that I was talking to someone else. It's like if you use the car, like if I want a car, right? I think I talked about this in a YouTube that I did, is if you manifest the car, the end isn't you jumping up and down and you being excited and you dangling your little keys because you have your car. The end is what would imply that it's already done. All right. So go beyond you already having the car for a few months, right? Go beyond that. And you coming out to your car, you're like, oh, wow, this thing's dirty. I need to wash it. Right. And you see like maybe some McDonald's trash or whatever, water bottle in the seat, and you're taking it out of your car. Do you see? That's already implies that you already have it. You've already been using it. It's already natural, right? Natural isn't jumping up and down excited, throwing around the keys, right? Natural is like, oh God, I gotta get this trash out of my pretty new car. All right. I hope that helps. So I hope that helps if you clarify steps, right? It's just so much work. I like things easy. I want things easy peasy. It's like, how can I make this easy? In fact, you can manifest that your bridges are easy too. They don't have to be painful. I'm like, oh yes. And it happens so easy, right? I always like to add that in there with myself. So Tiana, yes, if I can see it in my mind, it is real. Yeah. If you experienced it, I would replace it, if I can see it, to if I experienced it. If I experienced it in my mind, then it already happened. It already happened. Yesterday, I was talking to client of mine who came to me because he has really, really bad anxiety, and so bad that he had to leave work because he was having panic attacks and he couldn't breathe, he couldn't think. He was about to quit his job. He was not doing well. And I think I was on the phone with him just for a little bit, and he was just like, God, Rose, how do you make this so easy? And I said, look, you had to reach out to me. You had to think or imagine reaching out to me before you actually picked up the phone to contact me, right? And he said, yes. I said, all right. And you also assumed that by contacting me, you were going to feel better. You're going to get an answer. Your anxiety somehow was going to go away. You didn't know how. You just knew if you contacted me and we had a session together that you were going to feel better, right? And he said, yeah. I said, and then you picked up the phone and actually did it. And he said, that's right. I said, everything is always experienced in imagination first, and then you see it happen. And then make this really easy. Where in your life can you break this down so that it could be so much easier for you? I love to track how when I want my body to go do something, like if I'm thirsty right now, I see my little diet ginger ale over here and my mouth is dry. So I'm going to take a little drink. I just imagined that before I picked it up. And then I picked it up and fulfilled it. The body is delayed. Okay. Our mind is delayed. So the mind and the body is in the physical world, and that's a delay. I'd already imagined feeling my mouth or myself having that experience of that drink so my thirst would be quenched. So the mind had to think it, and then the body had to go and reach for it. Do you see? That was the delay. So it happens in imagination, and then your mind and your body echoes what you already experienced. So it has to behave. It's like I said somewhere, it's like a little puppy. I think of one of my courses actually. Oh yeah, in the one step. I talk about how the body's like a little puppy. It's just following you around. It's following your imagination around. It's waiting for you to tell it what to do next. And I love tracking that because it's so cool to see how everything's a delay in the world. Your analogies are seriously the best. It clicked right now. Wow. Oh, cool. So glad. Don't you love when things click? It's so cool, right? Because I want it to click, Julie, but I want you to keep playing with it. I want you to keep discovering it. I want you to keep going further with every time you get a click. That's so amazing. I'm so happy to hear that. And I want you all to play with every time you have even if it's just the slightest, that's interesting. I want you to expand on it, make it bigger, right? Even if you think it's just no big deal, no, clench down on it and keep playing with it, because I want it to be so familiar to you that it's just part of who you are. It's not just a moment and then you pass the ginger ale, right? You don't move on to something else, because then you come back and you come searching again. So I try to present things in smaller steps and baby steps, or using little analogies, because I want you guys to I want it to sink in and it become part of you, not just a little thing that you learned. So thank you for sharing that. It's awesome. It's awesome. Man, you guys, I love when you guys, like I said, I love when you guys post, and whether you're on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, if you haven't signed up for my newsletter, do that. I'm busting those out a few times a week. I love sharing stories. I just sent one last night. I think it's already going out in rounds, depending on where in the world you are. But the one today, it was okay. I got to tell you guys, this last course that I did, this last lesson is called "How to Feel Like a Sexy Goddess." That was a little awkward for me, I'm not going to lie. And I had so many women, though, come to me in private, in sessions over the years, saying that they don't feel confident, they don't feel sexy, they feel frumpy, and they want to feel sexy or they want to feel confident about them. It has nothing to do with makeup and clothes and all that stuff, all right? With or without, doesn't matter, right? But just the feeling of it. So I'm always stretching myself, just like I'm telling you guys to take something and stretch with it, right? I'm stretching myself. And that course, it took me a while to feel myself, to feel sexy, to feel like I'm desirable. And I don't need a man or I don't need a woman or I don't need anyone to tell me that I am. I just know it. And when I dial it up, that's what I give away. And that course is where my mind goes, how I dial it up. It's easy. Oh my God, it's so easy. But first, you got to become very intimate with yourself and how you're perceiving yourself, because it has nothing to do with anyone else. And when you do, oh my God, watch out. It's going to be like bees and honey coming to you. Then I had to learn how to dial it down because it was too much. And I'm like, I don't want all this, right? I need a break. I want to be a little hermit and go hide in my room because it was a little too much. So then when I want more, I dial it up, right? So do you see, but that course or that lesson in my course came from me experimenting, like I'm asking you to do, with all these little nuggets of see how far I can take this, see how far I can stretch it out. What else can I come up with? Just learning this little tidbit, right? So if you have any of you here done any of my courses, any of my newer courses about Be the Leading Lady of the Life? So those are all numbered lessons 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I'm up to so far. I'm curious to know if any of you have on here have done them, because wow, the responses I'm getting from them, amazing. And I chose to do these as recordings. These are not live classes with PowerPoints. I felt that was too impersonal. So these courses are very personal. The audio is very personal. It's like you and I are having a chat together. And I just absolutely adore doing these courses. And I have so much I want to keep producing but again, in bite-sized pieces, right? Did the mirror class. I've been curious about the leading lady class. Oh yeah. So I love the affirmation. I always get what I want. Yeah. I love that affirmation. That's an amazing one, right? Yeah. So the mirror class. Yeah. So what I did is I went in, and the leading lady is a course, and the lessons 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, they're all under the leading lady. I just need to rearrange that on my website. But if it says lessons 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, those are all how to be the leading lady of your life. That's what I'm building up. That's what I'm doing. And in the next, I'm not sure when, but I'm just kind of watching you guys to see how interested you are in this topic, because I'm going to do a closed group of 15 women, where I'm going to work with you guys for a month on love and relationships, on all these specific topics, because I want women to feel empowered with money. I want you to feel so good with money. And I'm going to teach you some tips and tricks and things that I've learned about how to be confident with investing and saving. I want you to own everything about you, your sexiness, relationships, friendships. I want you just to feel like the queen of your life. So that is going to be a special course, and I'm only going to work with about 15 women on. And these courses that I'm doing, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, are all gearing towards that. And the same thing with my book, Wake the Hell Up, Sleeping Beauty. That's just like a little snippet intro to all of it. So I recently started self-affirming, I am the woman who has it all. Yes. So, oh yeah, that's a great one. Feel that real too. Feel that real. I'm the woman that has it all. Like, how does she really feel? Right? How does that really feel? Because if you had it all, make sure that you are playing with what that means, right? That you have the relationship, you have the business or the job, that you have the place you live in, that you have your health, that you have all of these things, right? So I would, just for the ego, right? Because the ego likes to be pleased. And when I teach with my psychology background because look, the ego is a slimy, slippery little sucker and it doesn't want to believe stuff. It wants to fight you. It wants to say, no, that's not real. That's fake. But if it's so, then where's it? Right? So I'm all about dancing with the human ego. So to do that, what I do is one of the things for general, right, belief is list of things that implies what the woman that has it all, what does that include? All right. What does it include? Like nail each one of those feelings for each of them. All right. And then you can chunk up, right? Go up, make it general as I'm the woman that has it all. Because if you have that all and you know what that statement means, you don't have to go around wondering and thinking and feeling and adding details to all the things that it really implies because you already know, you already did that work, and that satisfies the human ego. So I hope that helps a little bit for any of you that are also doing something like that, because I love that. I love the woman that has it all, right? I'm so grateful I'm living my fairy tale life. That's one that I do. And I think in another video, I talked about how Neville learned from William Blake to fall into the state, to fall back, right? And to fall back and know what's catching you, though, when you do fall back, is your chosen state. And he uses the feeling of secure. So for you, like, for example, the woman that has it all, I play with that one too, is fall back into, right? Like if the pool's behind me and I'm just falling back, right? I'm falling back into the woman that has it all in the water is what's holding you and catching you. And that is the woman that has it all. That's the water. And you're just allowing yourself to float in it. The woman that has it all. So that right there now, that is like, ooh, you play around with that. Yeah, you start seeing some stuff shift around in your life fast. Florence Scovel Shinn has amazing affirmations. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Affirmation. I'm not big on affirmations anymore. I used to. I'm not going to lie. I used to, but you have to know what they mean. And you have to know that those affirmations don't have power, that you're the one powering the words up. You can use affirmations, but you're the one giving them power, right? They don't have any ability or power to do anything. It's you, right? And if you want to use affirmations, you can, and they'll be effective, but you got to remember, because otherwise the affirmation has the power, not you. And I don't want you to think that ever. I want you to know that you're the one, you're the cause, you're the power. And anything that you say has power, you give it power. But to me, affirmations used to be cool to help me shift or think whatever, right, in a different state. But then I realized that's an extra step. Like, I don't want extra steps. I want everything to be easy, right? I don't want to work hard for anything. I want everything to be easy for me. And when I started eliminating steps like affirmations or writing stuff down, and sometimes I write stuff down, but it's not very often, right? I'm just like, this is getting easier and easier. Let's see. Hi, Arlen. Hi, new subscriber here. Literally just found you and subscribed. Just watch manifesting versions of SP. My son has difficult behaviors I don't know how to deal with. All right. Thanks for sharing that. I'm so glad that you're here and you found me. Let me tell you a little bit about manifesting versions of specific people. So I'm so glad that you brought up your son too, because I have an 18-year-old son, and sometimes he's not easy. Sometimes he's not easy. Sometimes he's a challenge. And that is a specific person. Okay. A lot of times people think specific people are just romantic. No, right? So that is a specific person. So two things two things I realized, right? Before I was trying to manifest a version of him and only focusing on him, right? That was the most frustrating thing. So I made it about him. I made it about him being loving, him loving himself, him taking care of himself, him being happy. Those are all beautiful things, aren't they? But here was a problem. I hadn't changed. I hadn't changed my conception of myself, meaning I hadn't changed how I view him. I wanted him to change, but I wasn't changing. You get that? That's huge, huge. Because as soon as I got that, I changed the conception of myself, of how I view him. What I did is I became the happy and proud mom. Think about it. If I'm happy, if I'm a happy mom, that means he's doing wonderful, right? That means he's killing it. If I'm a proud mom, that means I can toot my horn about my son with my friends or anyone, and I want to talk about him, right? I'm proud. So I first, and this is so important, I first made it about me, how I want to feel when I think about my son. All right. And I dwelled there and really nailed how that feels. And then I looked at him and I chose what state I wanted him to be in. And I wanted him to love himself and take care of himself, that I wanted him to have a wonderful life and friends and be happy. And slowly, those things happened, right? Actually, not too slowly. It happened within weeks. So make it about you and then choose a state that you wish to see them in, and you will see changes in your son. Let's see. Affirmations can be empty. Words, I focus more on my inner feeling and state. Yes, you got it, girl. You nailed it. Arlene, as much as possible, start referring to him as difficult behaviors. You're going to give life to him. I'm talking about that constantly. Yeah, I would focus on how I want to be as his mom. How do I want to feel as his mom? Not how you're feeling now, not based off of what he's doing or what he's not doing, because if you do that, you're reacting to him and then you just keep that alive, right? So instead, and I know, oh my God, some days it was so challenging because I would see my son doing some silly things and I'm like, this is so hard. And I'm like, doesn't matter. I know that if I persist in how I want to feel, what kind of mom I want to be, that it must manifest. And then I saw how I wanted him to be. Right? I saw it. And I kid you not, we've lived in this house in LA for like 2 years, and my son had 0 friends. All his friends he had were back in Chicago. Here, 0 friends. He was on the phone or go to work and play in his room, and that's it. And now, I'm not kidding, he is gone all the time because he has this big group of friends working on cars. They're out racing their little cars. He's having so much fun. He has morph. And it happened and literally it happened in like 2 weeks because I persisted that he would be happy and he would have his desires. So don't give that up. All right. You are so powerful, mommy. Don't give that up. All right. Let's see. Yes, it is. Isn't it wonderful when we get to see changes? It's so wonderful when we see changes in how powerful we are. And sometimes the people that are closest to us in our life, like our family, our closest friends, it feels so impossible. Like, oh my God, this is not working. And you feel like a failure. You feel like a loser. I know I did. I feel frustrated. I'm over here talking about this, teaching it to my clients, teaching it to you guys. And I'm just like over here, loser. And I'm like, no, that's a belief. Cut that vine. Cut it off. Today I was out on a walk and I was looking at all these bushes and everything. Oh, you're so welcome, Arlene. I want you to come back and tell me what a success you are with that. All right. Shoot me an email too if you have any questions about it, and I'll remind you. So I was out on a walk today and I was looking at all these beautiful shrubs and roses and trees and everything. And I decided to do something different because it's pretty much the same walk that I always take. It's so pretty, these neighborhoods. And I decided, I'm like, how can I make this different? And pretty much around, I would say about 80 to 90% of my walk today, I decided to look up. I decided to look up at the trees, up at the sky, look up at birds, stop and look up at butterflies, stop and look up. And of course, when I crossed the street, I was careful. I would look both ways, blah, 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 right? But for the most part, I kept looking up. I was so into my walk and looking up and seeing things differently. And it completely shifted my state when I did that because I was doing something different. That's it. It was the same walk that I've been taking for months or a couple of years, but I decided to do that differently. And why am I sharing that with you? Because I was so into my walk. I don't even know how many guys honked their horns and yelled out their windows today. And I'm like, I was so into butterflies and trees. And here I'm getting cat calls out the window. And I'm just like, this is so weird. This doesn't happen when I'm on a walk. I was all sweaty and smelly too. But do you see? But I've also been talking about the sexy goddess course a lot too. So there's that. So become aware when you feel dull and droll and you're like, everything's like a Groundhog Day, little hamster wheels, another day. How can you do something different? Something that you do every day. How can you do that differently? Can you walk backwards to the bathroom? Right? Can you open the cabinets with the opposite hand just on purpose? Because when we do these little things, it awakens the mind and it shifts things around because you're forced to see things from a different perspective. And then it frees something up in you to like receive more. And that's what I noticed. It like speeds things up for me when I start looking at things different. All right. So let's see. Oh, Phil River. I like that name, Phil River. Is that your real name? It's so pretty. I just felt myself floating down a river. Can you talk about free will, especially as it relates to an SP or your son and the change in his behavior? Yes. So free will, I know this is talked about quite a bit in manifesting community and then Neville Goddard. I'm going to give you my take. All right. So free will, and Neville talks about this, and I know people translate what Neville says differently. So I'm going to speak for myself. All right. So Neville talks about free will ends with a state. You get to choose a state. We all get to choose what state we want to be in. That was the agreement, right? We are wearing a costume. I'm God wearing the costume of Rose, right? But Rose costume gets to select what state she wants to be in. That's my free will. After that, there is none. It's done. That's it. And meaning how you get into that state of wealthy or married or with happy child or whatever, how I become a happy, proud mom, I don't have the will. I don't get to decide how that happens. I mean, some people say, oh, you get to manifest that too. You do, but I don't. I can't even tell the things that I've manifested and how they've been orchestrated. I don't want to micromanage and control how it happens because they've been freaking amazing. I'm like, I can't come up with that wonderful ways of how it happens. I just freaking love sitting back and enjoying the easiness of it. So free will ends after you select a state. Done. That's where free will ends. So I hope that answers your question, because if you're talking about free will with another person, right? It's like if I'm a happy, proud mom, I don't give a freak what has to happen. For me to be a happy, proud mom, I'm not a happy, proud mom. I only have one kid. So it has to be that kid that I'm happy and proud about. Do you see? So nothing and no one can get in the way of me having the experience of happy and proud mom. So I don't care about anything else because it must manifest. I decided that state. I persist in that state. I dwell in that state. I live from that state, and it must and will and has to happen. So you don't have to worry about anything else other than choosing your state. It gets really easy when you start doing that. You're just like, nope, prune the bank. Oh, I was talking about my walk. So I was looking up, and then when I saw a bunch of dead bushes, I thought, I should videotape me with little scissors pruning the vines off of like dead bushes, because that's exactly what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to cut it, right? And next time you go outside, I want you to look at bushes and see where you could prune it, and the feeling of whack, right? A dead branch or dead leaf. I want you to go out and experience that harshness, that sharpness of gone, dead. That's what Neville tells us to do with all the bullshit thoughts that come in that go against our manifestations. We're supposed to be that matter of fact. It's like, no. Is it practice? Yes. Am I perfect at it? No. Do I still have to practice at it? Yes. Every day I prune the vine, or I revise how I reacted to that thought, to that doubt. I revise it. Right? I revise it. And when I go to sleep at night, I revise that too. I revise my whole day. I'm like, today was freaking amazing. And I don't care what kind of a day it was. I always go to sleep at night going, this was such an amazing day. Every night, right? Every night. If I don't want to revise every single little thing in my own day because I'm too sleepy and I just want to go to sleep, I'll just go right to the end. I'm like, what an amazing day. And I really just nail feeling that as I go to sleep. Right? So I hope that answer was helpful. Phil River, make it easy. Don't get caught up in what about this person, that person, or what if they said this, or what if she said this. Make it about you. Your state. What state do you want to be in? Right? That's it. That's all you've got to do. And whatever the hell has to happen to provide it for you, oh yeah, it's happening, right? Because you said so, period. All right. So, you guys, I've been on here for a while. So much fun. I love coming on here and talking to you guys. Oh my God. Sometimes I forget how long it's been. And then I'm like, I have a little slow afternoon today. I'm going to go on here on YouTube and talk to all my loves and see what they're up to, see what questions they have, see what they've been rolling around and playing with, where you need a little help, a little bit of my guidance, whatever guidance that I can give you. Thank you for the explanation, for the idea of making it simple. I'm saying the easier you make this and the more fun. That's the other thing too. I used to be so serious about Neville, because when you listen to him, it feels so holy and angelic. It's like, right? And I'm just like, damn, that's some great stuff. But I noticed I would get too serious and I would get into this almost like angelic or holy feeling, and it wasn't fun. So then I started looking for ways to make this easy, looking for ways to make this fun, looking to play with this, right? Even like the last course that I did, how to be a sexy goddess, how to feel like a sexy goddess. That's all Neville, but it doesn't sound like it, does it? How to feel like a sexy goddess. You see how playful that is? That is 100% Neville, how I wrote that course and how I talk about that. All of it. One of you wrote about, you took the mirror, look in the mirror course. Neville, completely. He even talks about looking in the mirror, right? And that course is actually, for all of you who are asking me about Everyone Is You Pushed Out, that course, Look in the Mirror, that's all Everyone Is You Pushed Out, made easy. I think it was easy, right? The feedback on that's been my number one seller, by the way, so far. The Mirror course. I have so many people buying that course. It's everyone as you pushed out. It's flat out. It's like, what do you see, right? And what is being reflected back to you? Everyone as you pushed out is not about just specific people. Everyone as you push out is your entire world. It's everything and everyone. And sometimes I have to remember. So here I'm speaking to you guys, right? And whoever is on here right now listening, or whoever's going to listen to this later, whatever I'm saying, I am you pushed out. I am literally reflecting your beliefs, your assumptions about you and the world that you live in. There's no ifs, ands, buts, maybes. All of the questions that you guys are giving me in your comments, you are all me pushed out. So every one of you is reflecting something within me. And I know this, and I remind myself of this. And when you do, there's a quote that I just wrote to use in a post, right? And it says, if you keep blaming everyone, if you keep blaming circumstances or people or things, right, your life has no choice but to continue to give you that excuse and reason and people so that you can continue blaming. Because your assumptions are that you need someone to blame. Your assumptions are that you need people or experiences in the world for you to blame. So your life will continue to provide you with opportunities for you to blame. It's that easy. So if you don't like what you're seeing, right, all you have to do is change within. You change you, the concept of you. So I hope that helpful. And if you guys really want to dive into the Everyone As You Pushed Out, check out that course, the Mirror course, and all those other courses are just, I'm lining those suckers up left and right. So How to Be a Leading Lady of Your Life are all the lessons 0 through 4. And that's a program. And then I want to make that clear because I'm working on a different course program right now too that's completely different. And but anyway, this one is my favorite. Oh my God, it's my favorite. I just adore it. So, and I adore all of you. And thank you so much for commenting and writing me. Oh my goodness, I love when you guys send me emails and ask questions. Send me emails. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you. All right, so who has any more questions for me? You guys are so cool. This has been such a fun chat already, and I truly have so much fun here. My goodness. I can talk for hours as long as I have my ginger ale. Yes. I love that's my favorite drink. What is your favorite drinks, you guys? Other than water. Come on. Seriously, I want to know. Besides water, what is your favorite drink for you guys to have during the day when it's a hot day? It's like 90 degrees here. I'm in LA. Type in what your favorite drink is. I'm so curious. I want to know what other people, maybe I'm missing some cool drink out there. And if you're from a different country, then you're going to have to tell me. So, because I won't know. I won't know your beverage. Who's gonna be daring and write it down? This is my favorite drink. Strawberry lemonade with do you make that? That sounds so freaking good. I want anything in it. I want to eat, smell, drink with, or sleep with anything that has lavender on it. That's like my thing. Strawberry. Do you make that, Arlen? And if you do, send me the recipe. Or do you buy it somewhere? Oh, I'm jelly now. Damn, that sounds good. I want it. How do you use lavender? Do you buy lavender syrup? Or do you put like the little branch leaf flower in the drink? How do you do that? Who else has their drinks? I want to know. Who else has their drinks? We should have a happy hour one night, like on a Friday night or Saturday night. I should do like a little evening happy hour. Everybody has their cocktail. comes together and we answer questions. Who wants to do happy hour like that? Happy hour live questions. We have our little drinks and we get together and chit chat. Tell me, say yes. Happy hour, yes. If you guys want to do that, I am so down. That would be so funny to know that you guys have little cocktails. Oh, ginger ale, but the real deal, and limoncello. Ooh, do you mix those up together? Julie Love, I'm in. Yes. Woohoo. I'm going to write this down because I'm going to forget. Sometimes I come up with great ideas and then I forget. I'm doing happy hour live with Q&A. Would that be fun? Ginger ale, but the real deal. Limoncello. Oh, I remember I had limoncello when I was in Rome. Oh, that was so good. Can't wait to go back. Let's see. Anyone else have their drinks they're going to share with me? I'm curious. I want to know. I know everybody drinks water, not mixed, and I'd love to do a happy hour. Yay! That's awesome. That sounds so yummy. All right. Anyone else? Who else has their drinky favorites? I want to know. I want to know. Real ginger ale, meaning not diet. Yeah, I have the diet. I love the diet one though. It's so good. Anyone else? Nope. Okay. All right, you guys. So if no one has any more questions, wait, I buy at my local farmer's market. Sometimes they sell at health food store, and it's a lavender plant itself they put in there, and I'm into for happy hour. Yeah. All right. They sell at the store. Oh my God. I so want to do this now. I so want to try the lavender. I say yes to pretty much anything. So you put the lavender plant itself in there. Kind of like when you make iced tea and then you put the lavender plant in there and you just probably let it soak. Ooh, I just got a good idea. I'm gonna do that. Oh, that sounds so good. I remember I went to these lavender fields in Wisconsin a few years ago, and they sold lavender everything. They had soap, honey, syrup. They had, you name it. They had everything you can think of that, and had lavender chocolate. They had lavender everything. It was a little bit much. For those of you in Chicago or in the Midwest, check out the lavender fields up in Wisconsin. Oh my God, it was so pretty. All right, my loves. So can you guys let me know, are all of you on my on my email list? I was just going to ask. So yes, I'm going to this Q&A. I am going to post it. It's going to be up on the YouTube channel. Okay, so if you are on my email list, all right, that's where I'm going to announce things like happy hour live with Q&A, right? I'll announce it on there, but then I'll also put it up here on YouTube. But I'm going to make an announcement about what we're going to be doing on the happy hour Q&As. So that way you guys can get your little drinky poos on. They can be virgin or spiked up, right? And then you guys have time to think of questions to ask me, or if you guys have anything, quotes or passages about Neville that are confusing, and you want to have more clarity, you can ask me and we'll talk about those too. So I want that time to be fun for you guys and for me. I know I'm going to have fun, right? No matter what. So if you're not on my email list, go on there because that's where I'm going to post this. All right. And then it'll just be popped up on my YouTube channel like it did today, last minute. I just felt like it. I missed you guys. All right. Thank you so much. I'm going to go now because now I'm hungry. Yay. I'm so happy. I'm hungry and I got to go see what's for dinner. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Don't forget to fall asleep knowing this was an amazing day. I don't care what kind of day you had. whether it was truly amazing or not amazing, fall asleep feeling, damn, this is such a good day, or I had so much fun, or wow, whatever expression, but make it natural. Don't fake it, because you might as well just not even try. What is it that you normally say? You're just like, yes, damn, this is so good. You see? Get in there and feel that. All right. All right, my loves. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. Angelica. Yeah, I'm so glad you jumped in. It's going to be a replay. Yes, totally. You can watch it again. All right. Bye, loves.